And good afternoon, I'm Tim Callahan.
And I'm Jackie Parks.
And we are interrupting your program right now for a special report. The search for a fugitive Deputy Ed Tucker has just ended.
That's right. We have just received word that Deputy Tucker has been caught. Ray Pruitt with the Sheriff's Department tells us that he is now in custody.
Yeah, he was arrested on the 700 block of Arvin Street. That is in Oildale, actually close to the sheriff's headquarters. Ironically enough, as the sheriffs were looking for this individual, it hasn't been confirmed that he was actually taken into custody there, but that's where a large swath of sheriffs are right now in Arvin, 700 block of Arvin Street, just a stone's throw away from the sheriff's headquarters. We want to take you live now. This is a picture from our 23 ABC camera at the downtown jail, of course, where this all began just a few days ago on Tuesday when Deputy Ed Tucker, as we've seen now in this video, made his escape from that very ramp at the downtown jail.
And if we go back in time, this all started on Saturday when former Deputy Tucker was allegedly brandishing a weapon at some kids down in the southwest part of town. He was taken into custody, then bailed out of jail on Sunday, and then was rearrested Tuesday after being in a park in the northwest part of town, allegedly with guns and explosive making materials, as well as some drugs.
And you're taking a look at these pictures that were taken on Tuesday night of really an expansive search downtown. Had a lot of downtown residents on edge, as the only intel that sheriffs were going off of at the time was that Deputy Ed Tucker was somewhere in the downtown area. And as we're learning and haven't been able to confirm with hard details, he may have been caught in the Oildale area, where some speculated he may be hiding out. Of course, that was not confirmed. There's been some searches over the past day or two in the riverbed areas of the Oildale area around Samlin Ballpark. We haven't been able to confirm with sheriff's deputies if that was related to the search for Tucker, but this has really been a citywide effort to bring him back to justice.
And it certainly has put a lot of people on edge, everybody from the southwest up to the northwest. And as you mentioned, in Westchester, people have been waiting to hear that this finally has happened. And as we said, we really don't have much information about what happened and how he was arrested, but we are monitoring that right now with our crews out in the field.
Yeah, we want to take that live picture again, downtown Bakersfield at the jail, of course, where this all began. And I think what caught so many people off guard was just how long this deputy has been with the Sheriff's Department. 18 and a half years with the department, and obviously Sheriff Donnie Youngblood today addressing the media for the first time about all this. You could tell taken off guard, shocked about what has happened within his department and with one of his deputies who he called a crankster, someone who has obviously fallen off the radar, who has a problem with substance abuse. We know on his last two contacts with deputies during his arrest, he was found with drugs, specifically methamphetamine. So as this investigation plays out, a lot of questions will be answered. What happened to this deputy over the last year as he was on this leave, and obviously what led to him wanting to escape.
We're also getting a much clearer picture of how he actually did make his escape on Tuesday night from downtown receiving. He was seen in the back of a car, in the sheriff's squad car, and he actually reached out, opened the door, snuck out while some deputies were just within a stone's throw of where he was sitting, and crept out that ramp we saw out of that garage.
And we have that entire video on our website, turnto23.com. Of course, we'll have the latest coming up on 23 ABC News at 5 o'clock. We'll have that entire video for you then, and live reports. For now, reporting at the 23 ABC studios, I'm Tim Callahan.
And I'm Jackie Parks. We'll see you at 5.
An IFB, do I need to stay on the phone? Okay, I don't have my IFB. I need you on my phone.
Just so you know, we're live at 4 o'clock, okay?
We're as well.
Okay.
Yeah, we're ready. But, hey, Helen. He's waiting to talk to my Helen, listen to me. How do I do this? I mean, I understand, but 29 is taking it as a live hit, so I don't know how to approach it. Okay. Are you taking me? Are you taking me? We are too. Yeah. Yeah. I have to put the phone down. I'm going to have no communication with you. Here. Am I in the shot?
Rochelle, that's right. We're here at the Sheriff's Headquarters at Norris Street with Sheriff Denny Youngblood.
That's
Now,
right, guys. We're out
details
here
on
with Sheriff
Julie
Denny
Ing,
Youngblood, where
that's
we
why
are
the
waiting
sheriff's
to
here
find
tell
out
us
why
about that.
and how he was
Sheriff
caught. So,
Youngblood,
Sheriff,
tell
can you
us
tell us
how
what happened?
He was caught.
Well, we've been working this since the moment that he got away. And of course, we use investigative techniques, we use informants, we use all kinds of mechanisms to try and find someone. In this particular case, all day today, we've been tracking some leads, working with some people that were giving us information, and at 3:20, we located him in the 700 block of Arvin, hiding in a garage.
Did he offer any resistance?
No, he did not. He put up no resistance, and we're just glad that he's in custody and nobody's hurt.
What was he
as you
found
know-
with? Anything in his possession?
I have no information on anything that he might have had.
Sheriff, as you know, on Saturday night he was involved in an incident. Your deputies discovered a lot of weapons, drugs, and then the other night, almost same scenario. He was discovered again in a park. A lot of weapons were found, drugs were found again. And being that his state of mind was somewhat questionable, what was your greatest fear?
Well, obviously, people that are under the influence of methamphetamine are dangerous. People that are under the influence and have guns are much more dangerous. And my big concern is that we didn't get somebody hurt because he was able to escape from us. That's something we would have to live with. And we have hit this extremely hard. It's been the #1 priority, of course. And thank God he's in custody. He's not hurt. Nobody in our community is hurt. And now we will find out how this happened and ensure that it doesn't happen again.
Was he under the influence when you guys took him into custody right now?
We're in the process right now of determining whether he is under the influence or whether he is not.
Where is he right now?
He's in the sheriff's facility here.
Does it appear that he might have had any help in this incident since he was hiding in somebody's garage?
Well, we certainly think that there's a possibility, and we'll investigate that and see where it lands.
How did you guys find him? What led you to that home?
Well, we don't give our investigative techniques up, and that's for obvious reasons. But I can tell you that there's been a very large number of officers on this case today following leads, so we could find him.
As you know, Sheriff, there was a lot of speculation, I'm sure you heard it too, that possibly he escaped because there was, quote, as some people have put it, an inside job. How would you address that?
I think that's absurd, and I'll be honest with you, I've had nobody say that by email, by phone, and I think when you look at the video, it's pretty obvious that this was not intentional. This was not a deputy sheriff who's a friend of ours. This was a suspect who's under the influence of methamphetamine and was dangerous. And I think the minute that happened, the whole dynamic changed. We weren't chasing a deputy sheriff, we were chasing a suspect.
How do you make sure that right now that he is in your custody, he does not get out of your custody again?
That's almost comical. He's not getting out of our custody. He's he'll be transported to the jail here in a short period of time, and I promise you, he will arrive at the jail, and I promise you, he will get through those doors.
Sheriff, so what's the next step now? You mentioned that there's an internal investigation. How long will that take approximately, and what will happen?
Well, the internal investigation will determine whether the officer or officers violated any policies by their actions and their behavior, and then if we find that that's true, then there'll be consequences, and if it's not, then there won't be, and that's about all I can say about an internal or administrative investigation.
Sheriff, is there anything else you want the public to know about this whole incident?
Well, of course, we're embarrassed when something like this happens, but you know, we're humans. We hire from the human race, and our whole job is to protect the public. And when this happens, we have to take a step back and realize that we can do this better, and we got to ensure this doesn't happen again.
All right.
Has he
Sheriff-
said anything to you when the
No,
agents
he's not talking to us.
Perfect. So
Sheriff
there you
Danny
have the
Youngblood,
latest
Sheriff, thanks again.
information
All right.
from Donnie
So that's
Youngblood
the news
himself.
that,
That is the latest. He is back in custody, one of their own, after being on the run for several days. He was arrested at about 3:20. He is back in their custody. We will have the latest information as soon as we do get more information. Back to you guys.
Yeah, and some poignant moments in that address, kind of an impromptu press conference there with Donnie laughing at the question that can he get out again? Obviously, this has been a very embarrassing situation for the Sheriff's Department.
It's not a dumb question.
Yes, it's something, obviously, when you see that video and you hear about the accounts of what happened. And you can tell this is, we know Donnie Youngblood over the years, and this is, he talks about just the problem. This wasn't a deputy anymore at the points
It was a
where
suspect.
when these arrests happened, the substance abuse problems, and you can almost feel for him because he has such pride in this department, yet this is such a stain on their reputation and obviously the high excellence that a lot of deputies have in this community and continue to serve with. And obviously, we will have the latest tonight
Yes, we
on
will.
23 ABC News at 5, and we'll have more later.
All right, we will see you tonight on 23 ABC News at 5.